everyone, and welcome to the Surly Sock Gamer Club YouTube channel. This is Jason, aka GreywolfZX's, and this is the introductory video about me and my plans to mod my original Xbox. Given that we're coming up on the 15-year anniversary of the Xbox, it just somehow seems fitting. I have to admit I am a fanboy, and I love all of the Xbox consoles. I could never bring myself to mod my Xbox until just recently I had the realization that I'm not using it on Xbox Live, so it doesn't really matter. That being said, I still can't mod my original one because mine was a day one launch. I actually had to buy another one. So yes, to be honest, I actually own three. I have my original launch console, I have the Halo Special Edition Xbox console, and now I just bought another one for modding because I don't want to mess with my first two. And I am also a fan of the other Halo versions of the Xboxes, so that's kind of my inspiration for this mod. I was wondering, how can I make this look like this and or this guy here. I really like the silver and the dark, the grays, and I actually really dig the blue highlights on this one. I like the chrome on this guy as well, on the tops and bottoms, the power buttons. So I was just trying to figure out if there's some way I could make it similar to that. But that's a little further on down the road. One of the other ideas I was playing with is doing something like this guy here, doing a slim where you cut it down and you get rid of the DVD drive. Since I'm going to be modding the Xbox and do a TSOP flash on it, because it doesn't matter if you completely replace the BIOS now. Going back to a stock BIOS is only important if you're going to be on Xbox Live, which I'm not going to be. Now, I also like his color, actually, oddly enough, and the blue lighting around the jewel is just awesome. But I did find this and had to say, their Xbox system skins are cool. At heart, I am a Nintendo fan as well, and that guy is just too cool right there. But I think I'm going to have to stick with the Halo theme. Get a cool little logo hidden in the back side, up in here, that sort of thing. So I started this adventure. I've purchased the Xbox and I've purchased a bunch of parts, but one of the things that these two have that you won't get with just doing a straight mod on the original Xbox is they both play a custom noise when you turn them on. Grenade, shield sound, something like that. So I was wondering, well, can I do something like that? And I was thinking about doing some cool chase LED things, something around the jewel, maybe a special lighting around the controller ports. And oddly enough for that, it looks like I'm going to have to go and get myself a clear case. And Ghost Case here is still selling original Xbox cases. I got this nice clear one. Not that I want to clear. Well, the clear would be awesome for letting the lights go through. But what I really think it would be, well, it's for letting the lights go through. But then I can paint it as well. The clear in and of itself isn't my ultimate goal. And given that these are, $15, it's, how could I go wrong? If I change my mind, I can always go back to the black, paint it, and come up with something there. But given all that, I was thinking, okay, how can I put these LEDs in, that sort of thing? Well, I could use a microcontroller, and I was thinking, okay, I'll use a Raspberry Pi. They're cheap, they're really powerful, and then there was a bit of irony for me that I'd be putting in something, well, let's see, I'd probably buy a Raspberry Pi 2 now, and let's see, 700 megahertz quad core with 512 megs of RAM. It seems just a bit ironic to put something more powerful than the original Xbox in the box just to run the LEDs. And then the more I thought about it, I don't like the idea of the Raspberry Pi having a boot up and that sort of slow thing. You know, you want to hit the power button. I want the LEDs to chase. I want it to play a little sound. You know, I want it to be cool. And if you gotta delay the boot or wait for the thing to boot up before it'll play the sound, you know, if the whole Xbox is already loaded, well, what's the point? So an Arduino seems like the way to go. So, you know, something with a flashed microcontroller so that it will, you know, be instant on. Now, it just happened to be, oh, it looks like I'm too late. This was the last, oh no, still on, the weekend of our Arduino Day sales. I guess Arduino Day is April 1st, and SparkFun was having an Arduino Day sale through the 3rd. And the Arduinos in and of themselves don't do sound, and so I was thinking, okay, I can get an Arduino and maybe get some sort of sound add-on. You know, let's see. You've got your MP3 shield, but it's out of stock. The one thing I couldn't help but notice was that they've got this new SAM-D21. SAM-D21. That one's the mini. Let's see if we can find the full size. But which is equivalent to an Arduino Zero. Now I like the idea of using, there we are, SAM Dev breakout. That one I think would be a good board. Yeah, okay. Ooh, I got a half hour, so I got to start putting stuff in a cart. So, we're getting a pretty good processor, and it has a DAC, so we can use that to play back our sounds. I don't necessarily need to get a secondary board, although this will be an experiment to come up with. So, we're going to get that guy. And I also need to get some shift registers. There we go, shift register. Because if I want to do chased LEDs, you know, I only have so many outputs, and I honestly don't know how crazy I'm going to get with the LEDs. These guys are cheap enough, you know, and evidently you can do the pulse width modulation, so you can get the different lighting effects with them, so why not? Let's get let's just go for 10 of these. 10. Add to cart, because you never know, and it would be really disappointing if I didn't have enough. And with an operating voltage range of 2 volts to 6 volts, they'll work with the SparkFun SAM-D21 Dev breakout board. Like I said, I probably mentioned this already, but this is the equivalent of an Arduino Zero now. And I haven't seen an Arduino Zero, but I do like the SparkFun stuff. So we'll get one of those. I'm going to have to pick out some LEDs. Those I'll do a separate purchase on. And I'm probably going to have to get some resistors and some fun stuff like that. But like I said, for now, I think this will be enough. This guy will be enough to accept some inputs. We got our shift registers for controlling the LEDs. And we have our idea. So, thank you for joining me on the introduction to modding my Xbox, and I hope to continue this with some actual details, shall we say. This is not going to be cut and edited video. This is just going to be me recording it as I go, full long steps. So don't expect too much in the way of excitement, because this is going to be a long process. Thank you very much. Talk to you all later.